Everybody, it's Nicole. So today, sorry, I've got a box sitting behind me. So today is Sunday, and this is the second video of the day today. I know my other one was just a short little one, but this one is going to be a little bit longer. So this one is going to be a continuation of that resin experiment. If you want to follow along, I have one that I think I posted. It was on, what day was it? It was, today is Sunday. I want to say it was on Tuesday. My son got sick on Wednesday. So it must have been Tuesday. But in any case, so yeah, he got sick. People were saying that this is some sort of like influenza B that he got. He got sick in English class, so I had to go pick him up from school, and so he missed part of school on Wednesday, and then all of school on Thursday and Friday. It looks like he was starting to feel better on Saturday and is feeling better. Well, I don't know how he's feeling today, but I, on the other hand, am not feeling good. But that's beside the point. We are here today, and we are going to be working on that resin item. And if you remember, I crocheted this puff flower. I know it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. You can see it up there. And so I went ahead and so this is going to be a bit of a longer step process because of what I'm thinking of, how I want it to work out in my head, and how it's actually going to come out. So we'll see. So at first I thought maybe I could find a mold that I had on hand that I could turn on its side and then pour some resin in and then have it cure that way, or at least partially cure that way, and then put the flour in partially, and then, you know, have the rest of it stick out, and then of course I would pour more resin on top, and you know, it'd be layers. I don't have one that will fit the flower the way I want it to, that would kind of make sense to give it the depth and dimension that I wanted to, so I could fit in a little bit of glitter here and there, or any glitter at all, or some of the gemstones that I want to. So I took a look at the glitter that I had. I didn't want to put fine glitter in because I want you to still see the flower in some detail. So I found a little bit of a glitter that is where it, you know, still gives it some pop, but you can still see my crochet item. So I'll take it out of the package. So you can see here, some of the pieces are like star shapes, heart shapes, circles, and all different kinds of colors. So we're going to use some of this. I haven't decided yet what colors we're going to use. We can decide that in the next step. So I went ahead and I already poured out 2 ounces of resin. I mixed it all up, and I'm letting it sit right now so that because the thing that I noticed, since it's colder, the resin obviously is a lot more viscous, so it's a lot harder for me to pour out the 2 parts, stir it without there being a ton of bubbles. So what I did was I poured out what equals to 2 ounces of resin and ton of bubbles, tons and tons of bubbles, which doesn't make me happy, but it is what it is. So I'm letting it sit so that all the bubbles can come to the top, and that I can do my best to eliminate as much of those bubbles as I can. And then also the next, included in with the glitter, I'm going to be including some gemstones and whatnot. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to pour the resin that I've mixed already into the mold, and then I'll show you the resin and all of that stuff, and then we're going to pour it into this egg mold here, because I'll be able to put the flower in this way. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna put the clear resin in first, right? I'm gonna let the resin cure for a little bit. So we're gonna come back and so when I went out, and I'm in my room here, it was about 12:15, 12:20. I'm gonna pour the resin into the mold. I'm gonna come back in about an hour to an hour and a half, and actually I'll take that back. I'm gonna come back in, let's see if this is starting to get warm. Not yet. I'm gonna come back in 20 minutes and see how cured the resin is, and if it is soft cured enough for me to put the crocheted item in, and so that it holds its spot for me to just leave it and cure. And then if I'm happy with the way it looks, I mean, obviously we'll go through it. I will show you how everything is looking and all of that stuff. You will see as much as I can show you in this whole process, so that everything kind of pulls together, so you kind of see, you know, how my testing is going on and everything. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see the resin that I poured out. I'm gonna pour it into the mold, and then I'm gonna pause it, and then I'm gonna turn the camera back on so that you can see when I check it, and to see whether it's enough so that I can put the flower in. Okay, so let's turn the camera around and let's get to it. Okay, so this is the resin. There's nothing in it. I've already mixed it all up. You can see the bubbles on the top, which really bothers me, but it is what it is. So this is my mold. Now I'm gonna put my gloves on before I pour anything out. See, I've been getting better about this, about wearing gloves, so I don't end up getting resin all over my hands. I do need to get resin cleaner, so that if it does accidentally get on my skin, I can use it to get it off. Okay. Kids are still sleeping, even though it is what time it is, but it's Sunday. It doesn't bother me. All right, and I left my bottles of resin out in the off chance that I might need it. So, all right, so this is the mold, and we are going to, even though the bubbles are not all gone, I am going to just go ahead and pour that right in. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the Ohana, which means family in Hawaiian. Yes, I'm from Hawaii. I currently live in Oklahoma. We moved in August. Still getting adjusted to it. I'm freezing my butt off, and my resin is not happy about it either. So make sure we get all of this out of here. Apologize if I am getting in the way, but I don't want to waste it. For those of you who have watched my other resin stuff, you know that this is not cheap. So and I want to see how much of this filled up. So I actually poured out, so it was 1 ounce and 1 ounce, so it ended up being a total of 2 ounces. Okay, so I don't know if you can see in there, the resin is in there. And so what we're going to do, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it. I'm not gonna put my flour in there yet. Because I know if I put it in there, it's just gonna move around and flip flop around. The way I edit my videos, if I'm totally and completely honest with you, don't know how to do fast forward. I'm not that like fancy and whatever. So I am going to walk away, and I'm going to come back once this has cured to the point where I feel it, well, I'll come back in, say, approximately 20 minutes or so to check on it, and then I'll turn the camera on to kind of show you what it looks like. I'm gonna use my popsicle stick and see what the viscosity is, and if I feel like it's thick enough, and if the resin has warmed up, because yes, when the part A and part B go together, it's a chemical reaction, and the resin does heat up. And then, so if it is starting to get warm, that is when I will put the flour in. If I miss it, it's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll just pour a little bit, and we'll figure something out. But either way, you'll see me, I'm hoping you'll be able to see me put the flour in at this point. And the way that you see it is the way that I do it. There's no things that I do to edit it so that it makes it look weird or whatever. So this is going to be the second step, possibly 4 or 5 steps. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video. I'll come back in a little bit to check on my resin, and we'll see where it is so that I can put the flour in. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, everybody, we are back. So I waited, let's see, about 35 minutes, and the resin is starting to feel kind of warm. It's kind of hard to tell. My hands are really cold because it's chilly. I mean, it's not like cold outside, but my hands are cold. Of course, they always run cold. But I decided while I was waiting that, like, so I have this set of like, I don't know if you want to call them gemstones or whatever, but like different kinds of crystals and stuff. So I have garnet, I have clear quartz, amazonite, aquamarine, citrine, red agate, obsidian. My favorite gemstone is hematite. I believe that's what it's called. Rose quartz. What else is there? Lapis lazuli, tiger's eye, green aventurine, that one I've never heard of, and then amethyst. So according to what I read on Amazon when I purchased this, it didn't cost that much. I definitely think it was less than 20 bucks. But supposedly they're real. I'm not sure. I'm not a like expert on crystals, but I thought it would be a fun little addition to put at the bottom of the mold. So I'm gonna scooch this over a little so hopefully you can see this a little better, and hopefully it will, because the thing is because the mold is the way it is, and that it is, you know, the resin is cleared, it's not colored, I'm not going to color it, because I don't, again, like I said, I don't necessarily want to obscure the flower. Where we go after this, I'm not sure. I may try to lightly color the other layers. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll make sense. We'll see. So you know how I am with art. It's always a kind of, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to take a little bit of the clear quartz, just a little, because I just want it at the bottom. And I'm fine if it just sinks all the way to the bottom. If it floats up, that's fantastic. It won't make me mad, because it'll give it some dimension. So it comes in these really cool little cork bottles like this. So I selected lapis lazuli for a little pop of color, and then the clear quartz. I have actually these clear cork bottles to make like fun bottles. I don't know what like hurricane bottles or whatever. My son and I did it as an art project together. My youngest son and I. So I'm going to put this in the bottom or in the mold. And I'm going to take my popsicle stick, because the resin is still liquid. We're going to mix it around. And I can see that it's starting to cure. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just going to sink right to the bottom, but that's all right. I'm all right with that. Now we are going to put the flower in. I'm hoping that it stands up the way I want it to. As I said, that is the goal. And so I'm going to fold the flower in half so that it fits into the opening. And then after that, we're going to leave it alone, and I'm going to let it cure. So it'll, you know, I'm thinking it's probably going to bring the resin maybe up to halfway, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, but it's not going to cover the flower in its entirety because of the size of the flower. I'm hoping that because the resin is already starting to cure, that it will hold the flower upright, sort of center of the mold, to give it this like kind of floating in the middle of this egg mold look. Also, the other thing is that I'm hoping with the crystals, actually, you know what? Gemstones, I'm going to add just a little bit more. And I'm going to put it in my hand just because, as you guys know, I have tremors and I don't want to accidentally like dump the entire bottle into my mold. But I want you to be able to see the gemstones when I unmold it. And see, tremors, one actually fell on the ground. So let's see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. All right, let me scooch my chair. This is the problem of being short. Yeah. And yes, my chair is all the way down to the bottom, and I still can't necessarily put my feet flat down onto the ground. I'm 5'1". So, all right. So we will mix that up. Resin is still curing. It doesn't stop. Once you mix the part A and part B together, depending on your resin, it will tell you how much work time you have. This particular resin gives you 40 minutes. So, I'm thinking that the reason why I got a little bit longer is because, you know, I mixed it, I want to say close to 10 minutes before I turn my camera on, you know, so that the bubbles would kind of rise to the top. I think the reason why I had a little more time even now is because the fact that it's cold. And it's funny, the property management company, they send out messages when you know, we're gonna get cold weather, and they say make sure your thermostat is above 70, and our utilities are included in our rent, and we are given an allotted amount each month to, you know, where they pay for water, sewer, garbage, electricity, and gas. And so the last 2 months we've gone over that amount, and it's kind of frustrating because the thermostat that's inside of our house is not a very good one. My husband said it's a really cheap one. You can't tell the temperature really. I mean, it has, like, you know, like where it's off, and then 10, 15, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way up. But there's all there is dots in between those increments. So you can't really tell exactly, or even by fives, what the temperature is inside of the house. So he wants to get a different one, a slightly better one, so that we have a more accurate reading of what the temperature is in the house, because you know, we've had to pay extra for the utilities, because when utilities are included, but it is what it is. I think they really need to winterize the place, our house, better, because of the way it is. The door does not close, the back door. You can feel like a huge draft coming out of it. I know there's stuff you can buy from Lowe's or Home Depot. I know this only because after living in Minnesota and Iowa, I know this. I know there are actually things you can buy, like from Amazon, to stick under the door, to block the cold air from coming inside of your house, so that, you know, it stays in, along with the heat, so that your air conditioning also works. So anyway, before I blab on anymore, let's get this flower inside. All right, so folding the flower in half, and I am going to push this in here, and hopefully you can kind of see what this is. And I'm not going to use my finger to push the flower in the resin. I'm going to use my popsicle stick to maneuver stuff around. And it looks like the resin is actually at just about the right viscosity right now. It's fairly thick. So I think it's going to actually work out if I just place the flower as close to the middle as I possibly can. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% perfect because I can only see what I can see through the opening of the mold. So I apologize if you can't see all of it very well. It's just that I have to see as well. So, and then obviously we want to make sure that the puffy portion of the flower stays as such as I can get it to do so. And I apologize for the shakiness of my hands. It's quite frustrating. Okay, so that I think actually worked out really well. Really happy with that. And I don't mind that the resin is getting on the rest of the flower. That's fine. I need to buy some tweezers so I can handle like single pieces of glitter and like the gemstones and stuff better, or on the individual level where I can like pick up one piece at a time. So what do I want to do? I have this idea in my head, seeing if I can pull it off by putting in a couple of gemstones. I don't know if you can see, there's space here and then there's some space here. So this is sort of in the middle as best as I can get it. I think it might be enough to just put just a little bit of my gemstones on each side. Okay, so I've just got 3 pieces here, so I'm gonna do 1, yep, 1, and of course it's sticking because I've got resin on my glove. 1 and 1. Yep, that is fabulous. And then I'm gonna scooch the flower a little bit, just so that, you know, it's semi-symmetrical. It doesn't have to be like 3 exactly, but I want to have a little bit of the color on each side so that it's not like off, where I only have 1 crystal or gemstone on one side and, you know, none on the other. And of course, the one that I just put in just got stuck to the flower, but that's okay. I can use my popsicle stick to move it, and it's sticking to the mold, but I will fix that. Just 1 minute here. And I need to move quickly. And actually, I won't be mad if it actually sticks to it. I'm gonna put it on the mold. All right. So I've put some of the one gemstone on the mold. There's a couple that I see on the flower. And it looks like they've moved. They've migrated. No. Okay. I'm not going to put any more because I am fiddling and it's just making a mess. All right. So I'm good with that. So now I'm going to stop. I'm going to try not to get resin on my bottles there. So this is where I'm going to stop. So what we did was I put clear resin, I put some gemstones, and then I put my crochet flower in, and then a little more gemstones on the sides, and then on my flower itself. And then now we are going to just let it cure, because yeah, it is definitely starting to harden, and I am perfectly pleased as to where we are sitting right now. The next video, what I'm going to be doing is doing another batch of clear resin. Probably it's going to be more than 2 ounces, and I'm going to pour it up a little bit further. I'm going to decide if I'm going to put more gemstones or if I'm going to put some glitter. Do I want put color? What do you guys think? Do you think I should leave it clear, lightly color it with something, with my mica powders? Should I use alcohol ink? That might be interesting. That actually might really be interesting. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do, my next layer is going to be a layer of clear resin, and we're going to do the petri dish. Let's do that. That is going to be a ton of fun. That makes me super excited. All right. So, if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I'd really, really appreciate it. And then hit that notification button. Leave a comment below if you like this. And then, like I said, this is going to be a several like video series, and I am probably at the end of it all going to be doing a giveaway, and there might be a quiz at the end. So I appreciate if you watch everything from beginning to end, because this is so much fun for me, and I'm hoping it's fun for you. And I see you the next time, especially if you've managed to get to the end of this video, because I know that it was a bit longer. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.